How does a trial by combat become the moment a king dies? Because that's what just happened. Episode 5 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms gives you Dunk versus Aerion. Dunk wins. Aerion submits. Clean story, right? Except in the background, while Dunk's about to finish Aerion, Maekar tries desperately to reach his wounded son, swings wildly, hits his own brother instead, the heir to the Iron Throne. Gone. And once you see how it happens, you realize the whole fight was a trap the story set for itself. Let's break it down. Okay, so the Trial of 7 starts, and Baelor's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. He's not trying to win the fight, he's trying to survive it. Baelor knows the Kingsguard are on Aerion's side, but they can't actually kill him. Their oath won't let them. So he uses that. He targets them, knowing they'll hold back. But here's the twist that makes this so much worse. Maekar's fighting for Aerion, his own son, the prince who tortured Tansel, who's forcing this whole trial to happen. Maekar could have walked away, could have let Aerion face the consequences of his own cruelty, but he doesn't. He's a father. And fathers protect their sons, even when their sons don't deserve it. So you've got Baelor fighting to prove justice still exists, and Maekar fighting to save a son who's already lost. You can feel the tragedy building before a single blow is struck. Let's be clear about what's happening here. This isn't a tournament. This is a trial, a religious judgment. Aerion is the accuser. He's claiming Dunk assaulted a prince and deserves to die. Dunk is the accused. He's saying he was defending an innocent woman, so they invoke trial by combat, but not a normal one, a trial of 7. 7 champions on each side. The gods will decide who's right by letting one side survive. Here's who's fighting. On Dunk's side, you've got Dunk himself, Prince Baelor, the heir to the throne, Sir Lionel Baratheon, the Laughing Storm, Sir Raymun Fossaway, knighted literally minutes ago, Sir Humphrey Beesbury and Sir Humphrey Harding, brothers-in-law out for revenge, and Sir Robin Riesling, a mix of underdogs, green knights, and one actual prince who believes in justice. On Aerion's side, you've got Aerion himself, Prince Maekar, Aerion's father, fighting for his son, Prince Daeron, Aerion's older brother who promised Dunk he'd throw the fight, Sir Stefan Fossaway, who betrayed Dunk for a lordship, 3 members of the Kingsguard, the best trained fighters in the realm, royal blood, professional killers. Yeah, Dunk's in some trouble. And then Dunk gets destroyed. Aerion's not messing around. Dunk gets impaled, unhorsed, knocked flat. He's done. And here's where the episode does something really smart. It doesn't give you Dunk's backstory as context, it gives it to you as fuel. We see Dunk as a kid, Flea Bottom, post-Redgrass Field, the final battle of the first Blackfire Rebellion. The streets are full of bodies. Dunk's looting corpses, not for glory, for survival. There's this one moment. He finds a dying knight, tries to ease his suffering. It's clumsy. It's desperate. It's the closest thing to mercy a kid from Flea Bottom knows how to give. This is where Dunk comes from. Not nobility, not honor, just hunger and violence and the absolute baseline instinct to stay alive. He's living with Rafe. She's planning to leave, head to the Free Cities, start over, get out of this nightmare. Then a gold cloak named Alistair shakes them down. Rafe steals something off him. Bad move. Alistair comes back. Rafe dies. And that's it. That's the moment Dunk realizes this life kills you. If you stay in Flea Bottom, you die in Flea Bottom. So he leaves, follows Sir Arlen of Pennytree, tracks him for days. Arlen probably knows. Arlen doesn't say anything. Finally, Arlen turns around and takes him on as a squire, and that's the beginning. Not of Dunk the knight, of Dunk, the person trying to become something else. Cut back to the present. Dunk's on the ground, Aerion's standing over him, and you hear it, Arlen's voice in his head. Egg's voice, both of them saying the same thing.
Get up.
Bad idea to stay down. So he gets up, and the fight changes, because here's the thing. Aerion has technique, training, form, all the things a Targaryen prince gets when he's raised in the Red Keep. Dunk has Flea Bottom. The fight turns into a street brawl. Dunk stops trying to outfence him, he just starts breaking him. Grabbing, grappling, using his weight, his reach, his willingness to make it ugly. Aerion's never fought someone who fights like this, and you can see it, he's panicking. Dunk gets him down, grabs Aerion's shield, the one with the Targaryen dragon on it, and raises it over his head. One hit, that's all it would take. Aerion submits. Dunk wins, clean, no ambiguity, the trial's over. Except it's not. Because while you were watching Dunk fight for his life, something else was happening in the background. Dunk slashes Aerion across the leg, badly. Could have hit an artery. Aerion screams, and Maekar hears it, his son, in danger. Maekar's been fighting for Aerion this whole time, protecting him, trying to get to him. And in that moment, desperate, panicked, swinging wildly to reach his boy, his mace connects with someone, Baelor, direct blow to the head. Now here's the part that makes this so much worse. Baelor's wearing his son Valar's helmet. It doesn't fit right, it's loose, it doesn't protect the way it's supposed to. The impact fractures his skull. Baelor Breakspear, heir to the Iron Throne, the prince who was promised before that phrase meant what it means now, the guy everyone thought would be the greatest king Westeros ever had, dies. Not in some grand battle, not saving the realm. He dies because his brother was trying to save a son who didn't deserve saving, and Maekar, he just became a kinslayer. Accidental, unintentional, doesn't matter, the word sticks. Let's sit with that for a second. Maekar chose his son. He fought for Aerion, the cruel, sadistic prince who started all of this, who tortured Tanselle, who forced an innocent man into a trial that could have killed him. Baelor chose justice. He stood with Dunk, a hedge knight from nowhere who did the right thing, and the one who chose justice? Dead. The one who chose family over morality, he's the one holding the weapon that killed the realm's best hope. If you're looking for fairness in this story, you're watching the wrong show. The throne passes to Baelor's son, Valar, who's young, untested, and who, if you know your Westerosi history, doesn't make it much longer either. Maekar's left standing there, holding the weapon that killed his brother, the realm looking at him like he's cursed. This is the moment the Targaryen decline becomes inevitable. Let's talk about what this episode shows you without saying it out loud. When Dunk's on the ground, bleeding, half-conscious, what brings him back isn't honor. It's not duty. It's not some noble ideal. It's wraith. It's flea bottom. It's the memory of what happens when you don't get up. The show cuts between Dunk as a kid, starving, desperate, watching his friend die, and Dunk in the arena, getting beaten into the dirt by a prince. And the message is clear. You survive because you've survived before. That's not heroism. That's trauma. That's the same survival instinct that made a 10-year-old rob corpses. Dunk doesn't win because he's better. He wins because he's been here before. Aerion hasn't. Now look at Maekar. He fought for his son, the wrong son, the cruel one, the one who didn't deserve protection, and because of that choice, because he put family loyalty above justice, he killed the one person who actually did deserve to live. The show doesn't spell this out, but you feel it. Maekar didn't want this. He didn't want to fight his brother. He didn't want any of this. But Aerion's his son, and that mattered more than right or wrong. That's going to haunt him for the rest of his life. And when Maekar eventually becomes king, because Valar dies young, because the succession keeps breaking, he's going to rule as a man who thinks he doesn't deserve it. Because he doesn't. He chose wrong. And the realm lost its best king because of it. Here's the part that got me, though. Dunk wins his trial, he proves his innocence, he's vindicated, and it doesn't matter. Because the cost of that vindication is the death of the one person who actually believed in him, who knighted him, who saw something in a hedge knight from nowhere and said, "You belong here." Baelor's gone, and Dunk's left standing in an arena surrounded by people who still think he's a fraud. The trial didn't change anyone's mind, it just survived itself. Barely. And that's the thing about this show, it's not interested in clean victories, it's interested in what you lose when you win. Dunk gets to live, but the price is a dead king, a fractured kingdom, and the knowledge that he only survived because he's willing to fight dirty. That's not a hero's journey, that's just a journey. Let's pull back for a second. This episode is called The Birth of a Knight, The Death of a King, and it delivers exactly that. Dunk becomes a knight. Not because he was anointed, not because he earned it in some noble trial, but because he survived. Because he got up when he should have stayed down. Because he fought like the kid from Flea Bottom he still is. And Baelor dies, not because he was weak, not because he failed, but because the world is chaotic and random, and sometimes the best people die in the stupidest ways. If you're looking for justice in this story, you're watching the wrong show. So let's land this without pretending it solves anything. Dunk's a knight now, officially. But he's not a different person. He's still the kid who looted bodies, who fought dirty, who only knows how to survive by any means necessary. Baelor's dead. The kingdom just lost its best shot at stability, and Maekar's gonna carry that guilt until the day he dies. This isn't the beginning of the Targaryen decline. It's just the moment it became impossible to ignore. So, what do you think? Did this episode land for you, or does it feel like the cost was too high? Drop it in the comments. I read all of them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon for the next one.